Have you ever noticed how strange this sounds? Someone says, I make six figures, and yet a few seconds later they admit they're stressed about money. Not struggling, not broke, just constantly worried. And that raises an uncomfortable question. How does someone earning $100,000 a year still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck? Let's walk through a realistic version of this. Imagine a 28 to 35-year-old professional in the US or Europe. They have a good job, maybe in tech, marketing, consulting, healthcare, or finance. On paper, they're doing everything right. Their salary, $100,000 a year. Sounds rich, right? But let's slow down. In most U.S. states, after federal tax, state tax, Social Security, and healthcare deductions, that $100,000 becomes roughly $70,000 to $75,000 take-home. In many European countries with higher tax rates, it can even be less. So now, instead of $8,333 a month, they're actually living on about $5,800 a month. Still good, but not as magical as it first sounded. Now comes real life. Rent in a decent city, $2,000 to $2,500. Car payment, insurance, fuel, maintenance, $600 to $900. Student loan payments or past education debt, $300 to $600. Groceries, phone bill, internet, subscriptions, gym, basic living, another $800 to $1,000. Already we're approaching $4,500 to $5,000. And we haven't even touched eating out, trips, weddings, birthdays, clothes, gadgets, streaming services, random Amazon orders, weekend plans, social pressure. Slowly, without realizing it, that remaining $800 or $1,000 disappears, not on luxury, on normal life. And suddenly, the person earning $100,000 feels exactly like someone earning $50,000. Because the feeling of financial stress doesn't come from how much you make, it comes from how much margin you have. And most people at this income level unknowingly destroy their margin. Not because they're irresponsible, but because the system quietly teaches them to. Here's the hidden mistake. Most people think higher income means higher freedom, but what actually happens is this. Higher income equals higher lifestyle equals higher fixed costs equals lower flexibility. They don't upgrade once, they upgrade everything. Better apartment, better car, better clothes, better restaurants, better trips. Each upgrade feels small, but together they build a life that requires that salary. Now you're not earning $100,000, you're maintaining a $100,000 lifestyle, and that's very different. Here's the simple math most people never do. If you spend $5,500 of your $5,800 every month, you're not wealthy, you're fragile. One job loss, one medical issue, one market downturn, one family emergency, and the entire structure starts shaking. The problem isn't low income, it's zero breathing room. Now let's talk about the psychological side, because this isn't a math issue, it's a human one. Our brains adapt incredibly fast. The first time you move into a nicer place, it feels amazing. 3 months later, it feels normal. The first time you drive a nicer car, it feels special. 6 months later, it's just your car. Happiness resets, costs don't. This is called hedonic adaptation, and it quietly convinces people that they need what they once only wanted. Add social comparison to this. You don't compare yourself to billionaires. You compare yourself to coworkers, friends, Instagram, and people with similar incomes. And so your brain says, if this is normal for them, it should be normal for me, not realizing they might be in debt, not saving, not investing, not secure, just like you. Over time, this creates a strange reality. You earn more than 80 to 90% of people, but feel financially stuck because your entire income is assigned before it even arrives. Now, what happens if this continues? 10 years pass. Your income grows, your lifestyle grows with it, your savings stay small, your stress stays high. You look successful, but you feel replaceable. And that's the real danger, not poverty, but dependency. Financially intelligent people don't think in terms of income. They think in terms of independence. They don't ask, how much can I afford monthly? They ask, how much of my life am I selling to maintain this? They build lives that don't need every dollar they earn. Not because they're minimalists, not because they're extreme, but because they understand one thing. Wealth is not what you spend, it's what you keep. And more importantly, what you don't need. When your lifestyle requires your full salary, you don't own your time. Your job owns it. This isn't about guilt. This isn't about cutting joy. This is about awareness. Because once you see this, you can't unsee it. Money stress at high income isn't a failure. It's a signal. A signal that the system trained you to upgrade comfort before building security. And most people never realize it. They just keep running. If this perspective made you think a little differently about money, you might want to stay around. Not for motivation, not for hype, just for clarity. You can subscribe if that's something you value.